Hello and welcome to another lesson from Simply PE, this time in the second part of the next steps in Section A for your NEA coursework. So if we get going and have a look at this, just a reminder obviously in terms of uploading your work, just make sure you continue to do that via class charts or on OneNote, and you should have some personalized folders in the OneNote, and you've got Section A folder, and that's where you can upload your document as well, and that will help me record my feedback to you through an audio voice. So in terms of what you need to do now for the 11th of June, so that's a week today, so you now need to move on to the next steps. That's looking at identifying a skill strength. Okay, and when we think of a skill in your specific sport, I'm not talking about an example of a trick like a rainbow flick. That would not be a type of skill. We're talking about generalized skills that are required in your sport. So you can see on the yellow text box down at the bottom right, I would kind of be looking and recommending you focusing on one of these skills that you think is a main strength of yours. So it could be shooting, could be passing, tackling, it could be dribbling, could be throwing, it could be catching. So any of those kind of basic skills, that's a strength in your sport, I would definitely focus on within this specific section. So again, similar to what you did with your component of fitness, you're going to sort of organise this in exactly the same way as you've just done previously. So in your first paragraph, you're going to explain why that skill is kind of generally important in your sport in regards to your position or your role in the sport. Okay, so for example, if you were talking about a striker and your main strength was shooting, then why is obviously shooting important? Or if you're a goal attack or a goal shoot in netball, then why is shooting so important in your specific position? Once you've done that, it's a very short paragraph, you then move on to number 2, which is looking at breaking down your skill. So in this paragraph here, you need to show the moderator, you need to show the examiner that you know what the correct technique is for your main strength skill. Okay, so what are the actual technical points that you need to put across in regards to showing that you have a clear understanding of the correct technique of your skill? Okay, you can describe this, you can use some pictures, but make sure you kind of put yourself as a coach or as a teacher. Okay, as PE teachers, for example, we don't just tell you, right, do this skill. We try and break it down into key points to help you understand what the correct technique is. Okay, so you've got to try and break that down and really be clear with that during the course of paragraph 2. And then finally for paragraph 3, 4 and 5, again, you're doing similar things to what you did previously with your component of fitness. You're coming up with 3 examples, again, within a competition or a game setting, okay, whereby you kind of explain how you used your main strength skill, okay, and how it had a positive impact on your performance. I've put there to maybe include bar charts or pie charts, and I'll come on to talk about that now in a second. So I've broken that down for you in paragraph 3, 4 and 5. You can see that in the blue text box below. But I just want to mention about this notational analysis. Okay, so notational analysis, we're talking about including data. Okay, so can you include some statistics of maybe, for example, how many shots you had in the game if you're looking at your main strength being your main skill strength being shooting, okay, or was it passing you were looking at? What was maybe the percentage of complete passes that you made during the course of that game? Can you show that through a bar chart or through some stats? You know, you could have shots on target, shots off target. You could do the same for catching, you could do the same for tackling, and so on. And if you're really struggling with that, look on YouTube, for example, at clips of, you know, things like Monday Night Football or any other sport where there's analysis that takes place. You know, tennis has loads of statistics that they use at the end of each set. Okay, you need to try and show and include some notational analysis within this section A, okay, especially if you're looking to get towards that top band of 12 to 15 out of 15 for this specific section. Okay, so I hope this helps. Okay, make sure you pause this, read through it, use it as a checklist if you need to. Okay, but I would really recommend you use those main skills on the bottom right of this screen. Okay, and obviously just focus on one that you think is the main strength, and you're coming up with 3 examples for that one main skill that you focused on. Okay, within those examples, try and make sure that they differ a little bit if you can. Okay, so it's a different scenario, it's a different example that you're using within that main skill strength you're focusing on. Okay, I look forward to seeing your submissions, and obviously I'll give you feedback in a week's time or so. Good luck.